Hi, I'm Lamar Townsend. I'm a psychic, a tarot reader, an astrologer, and a medium. And I'm here to talk about the time when I was fired and how it ended up being the best thing for me in my entire life. Now, this video was inspired by the current circumstances going on in the entire world. Everyone is having difficulty finding jobs. Everyone, in some way, shape, or form, is struggling in this global economy that we're dealing with currently, and all these political extravaganzas going on, right, for lack of better words. And a lot of us just want some relief. A lot of us just want some sense of stability. And I feel like I was going through this, 10 years ago exactly. And it's so interesting how I ended up finding my path. If, for those of you who may not know, this channel that I'm going to end up posting this video on is not my main YouTube channel. My main YouTube channel is actually Lamarr Townsend Tarot. And I just do, a lot of spiritual content, a lot of psychic readings, tarot readings, astrology, readings, and, a lot of those types of, topics on that channel. And that's my main channel. That's where my most subscribers come from of all my social media channels, and it's very hard to be successful on YouTube. So I absolutely don't take that channel for granted. But I've worked hard for that channel, and it's quite interesting how I stumbled upon creating that channel. This is my second channel. This is more like my lifestyle vlog, like personal content. Um, I'm usually not a personal person either. I have a lot of Capricorn energy, so I'm mostly about work, 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 business, business, business. Um, but I have been really just inspired by a lot of YouTube content about people talking about their situations of being laid off and being fired and being let go and being in a position of trying to figure out what's next, because there's so many stories now all over the world, once again, from the political landscape that we are in globally, especially in America, in 2025 and onward, but also in terms of the technology. AI is taking over in a lot of ways, right? So, I want to talk about how I stumbled upon how I got to where I am. And maybe give you a little bit of courage, hope, or just a story that you can maybe cling on to in your journey, possibly, or however you end up finding this video. Um, So I guess I'll just go ahead and start in my video. If you would like a personal reading from me, because once again I am a psychic, a tarot reader, and astrologer. I have many talents and gifts. I also produce music and things of this nature as well. So if you would like a personal reading, though, like an astrology birth chart reading, a psychic tarot reading, or candle work, or classes, spiritual classes, definitely once again subscribe to my main channel. I'm sorry, Lamarr Townsend Tarot, and then also visit my website lamartownsendtarot.com to book your reading. I'm available. All right, so this is at the end of a busy day, by the way, doing a lot of client readings. I just finished a phone reading. It's like I think midnight, 11:55. You can't see. It's 11:55 p.m. and I'm winding down. It's been a long day. It's been kind of a rough day. But we make it through. The show must go on, right? So I want to talk about my story and how I got fired and it ended up being the best thing in my life. So I am actually, like many people who have these types of stories, I am a college graduate. I graduated in 2016 from VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University, with a degree in creative advertising. So basically, my degree was the type of degree where, the commercials you see, the advertisements you see in magazines, on YouTube, on the internet, during the breaks on YouTube, where if you don't have like, YouTube's what is it, YouTube Premium, then you get the ads, like, the ads shown on YouTube. Like that would have been the type of work I would have ended up doing had I continued to pursue the degree I got. However, I fear if I had continued to pursue the degree I got, I would have also ended up in this position of being super fearful, especially AI. Like, I do graphic design, copyright, and all these different types of things. Like, all things AI can replicate, right? But personally, as an artist, I believe there's a personal touch that an AI just simply can't replicate. That if you have a good aesthetic, if you have a uniqueness to you as a creative or an artist, you can stand out above the fray, including AI. A computer, an AI, a technology is only so capable, is only so smart, right? There's a complexity to the human mind, the human brain, the human essence, the ability to survive. The human is created AI, right? So AI would be nothing without humanity. I'm getting on a tangent. Anyways, all right. So I want to talk. I want to talk about my story. Okay. So back in 2020, this was around 2015. I was about to graduate college from VCU. Once again, it was my super senior year because not even halfway, maybe like my sophomore year, I originally was studying business, and then I realized that I'm just way too creative, way too unique, way too eccentric to solely study business. So I ended up wish there was a way to pause this. I'm filming this on my iPad, by the way, so this is my new iPad, which is replacing it's the iPad Pro M4. This is supposed to replace like my laptop or a laptop. So in this case, so my first time filming a video on this laptop or this iPad, laptop, whatever. Anyways, so this happened in 2015. So this was literally 10 years ago that this happened. Um, it's my super senior year because my sophomore year of college, I was studying business and I ended up switching to creative advertising. I realized business was not for me. Once again, I was too creative, too eccentric, too unique. One day, I just kind of something within me said, like, I feel like I need to change my major. I don't know if I want to commit myself to business. So I went to the guide, like the counselor's office or whatever you would call it for college. And I think he gave me some like assessment test, and it like based on the assessment he gave me, he ended up suggesting creative advertising, and that was like the best decision ever. Creative advertising taught me so much that I still utilize today. Not just in terms of graphic design and being able to market myself, but also specifically just to be creative. Like I value my college degree so much. Once again, I graduated in a different time. I graduated 10 years ago, so I'm from a different era. I'm a zillennial. I was born 1991. So some people would consider me a millennial. Some people would consider me a zillennial. I feel like I connect a lot with millennial culture as well as zillennial culture. So I just consider myself a zillennial. But nonetheless, um, so I changed my major and I'm at my super senior year and I'm applying for job. Even back then, y'all, 25, y'all think y'all are struggling now, child? Now, mind you, I haven't had a job. I haven't worked an actual job for someone else where I've like had a paycheck. I've had to clock in, and clock out for someone else and things of that nature. I want to say maybe in almost 8 years, 10 years. It would have been maybe since 2018 was the last official job that I remember quitting. It was when I first moved into this apartment. Um, and it was my first time being on my own. That was in 2018, and my uncle ended up helping me to get a second job. Uh, my main job being my YouTube channel, of course, because by 2018, mind you, this starts at 2015. So we're stepping ahead in the story. But by 2018, I had moved in my first apartment, just to give you a little context. YouTube playing a role, my YouTube channel, my main YouTube channel playing a role in this, and my work that I do now, my main work, my main career that I do now as a YouTuber, content creator, astrologer, psychic, tarot reader, whatever you want to call me, right? All of the above, music producer, things of this nature, right? By 2018, I had graduated college. Been 2 years out of college. Um, I was on my own, living on my own, I have another story for that, by the way, how I ended up living on my own, just finally taking the plunge, or that's a different video. I was living on my own, had my own apartment, this apartment that I've been in since then. Um, I was making income, all right, meaning I was able to pay my bills, buy furniture to furnish my apartment, things of this nature, via YouTube, as well as the second job I ended up taking. Um, and I had clients also as well. By 2018, I pretty much had a consistent client base that I could rely on, in terms of knowing that I would get a certain amount of readings, I would get a certain amount of income just from personal readings and personal client, my business off of YouTube, right? So let's go back to 2015. All right. So 2015, I'm in my super senior year of college, and once again, I'm applying for jobs. Y'all think it's bad now. In 2015, I was applying for jobs. Had experience. Won a regional advertising campaign via one of my college classes. All right, we won an award based on. I wish I could implement. Maybe I could implement this actually, if I end up like editing this in post. But I don't know if I still have that. I wonder if I still have that campaign. I probably still do somewhere. Um, we ended up winning a regional campaign based on my graphic design work and my creative work, but also, of course, my I did have a helper who was his main thing was copy, but I could do quite a lot. I can do copy, I can do graphic design, I can do concept. Like I've got a big forehead, I've got a big brain, child, right? So, um 2015, I was applying for jobs, going on interviews. I remember even like trying to switch up my wardrobe, like ordering stuff off like Kohl's and Amazon, to like try to switch up my wardrobe so that I could seem more professional, but I couldn't land any jobs. But by 2015, something struck within me. I was watching, other tarot readers, other psychics, other astrologers, and I kind of felt inspired by 2015, being lost in my own journey of trying to figure out like what's my next step in life. I'm about to graduate college. Pretty soon I'll be moving back home once again, which is another story time. Um, Pretty soon I'll be moving back home, and I still don't have a job. I still have not secured even an internship or anything like that. Um, and I'm about to graduate. I'm about to be out of here. I'm about to get my degree. I'm going on interviews. Nothing is landing. Nothing is sticking. I'm trying to stick out. From the fray, trying to spruce up my resume. I was doing all the things even back then, 10 years ago, child. Nothing was sticking. But something inspired me to pick up a pair of tarot cards one day, or oracle cards. Actually, they weren't even tarot cards; they were oracle cards, from a local metaphysical shop. And I think the local metaphysical shop was called like Aquamarine or Aqua Aquarius, right? Like something like very like eccentric, astrological, like like interesting, something that stuck out. I picked up my first pair of tarot cards, and I ended up reading for myself, I think, initially. And then for some reason, I just felt inspired to just start posting videos on YouTube. I don't remember. I think it was like a combination of I started using the Oracle cards to read certain celebrities like Wendy Williams, because even back then Wendy was going through stuff like, or like Zayn Malik. I remember Zayn Malik was like a big celebrity back then. He had his first album. I don't remember if Amanda Bynes. I vaguely feel like Amanda Bynes was a big topic. The Kardashians were definitely a big topic back then. Kanye, even then. So I would like do like readings, like post like short readings on the celebrities. I also would do horoscopes as well, and I actually started to get a following. To my surprise, not a big following. Every small YouTuber knows how this feels. 200, views, 300 views, 1,000 views. But there's something about that that's so like inspiring. Like 200 people watching your video. Mind you, this was way before TikTok. All right, 200 people watching your video in 2015. Your little stinky like tarot like reading video, not kidding, not stinky, but your little like tarot reading video like that I had on the floor. I do remember having like I did try to make it presentable. Once again, graphic design major, creative advertising major, always thinking of presentability, right? There's a reason why I have this background here, things of this nature, and the lighting and the microphone and blah 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 blah. I presented it a certain way, and maybe that did help in terms of getting like the 200,000 views, in terms of getting my main channel started up. But to my surprise, based on me following my intuition, based on me following my instincts, I picked up a pair of tarot cards. I randomly started posting YouTube videos and ended up getting a small following. I remember when I first had my first like 6,000 like subscribers on YouTube. Crazy how far I've come. Now on my main channel, I think I'm at 75,000 subscribers, Lamarr Townsend Tarot. So it's crazy just once again how far I've come. But I started posting on YouTube in 2016. Once again, started getting a small following. I want to say by 2016, which is the year I actually graduated, by 2016, I maybe had a few thousand subscribers on YouTube. I want to say by 2016 specifically, I may have had like, sorry, my cat. I can't focus on, like, I'm trying to like really stay like in the story. Love him though. But by 2016, I may have had like a couple thousand subscribers, like maybe 3,000, 6,000 subscribers. Mind you, you all of this started just by me simply following my little instincts, being lost. This all started with me being lost. All right. 2015, I was about to graduate. By 2016, I did graduate, like, or was on my way to graduate. I specifically graduated in May, I think May or June of 2016. But 2015, I picked up my first pair of tarot cards, started my channel. By 2016, before I graduated, I had a couple thousand subscribers. And from that couple thousand subscribers, just having like 3,000 to 6,000 at most subscribers in 2016, I was able to start building my client base, and I started reading for personal people. One of my first clients I read for, I have not read for her in years, but I remember reading for a client around 2016. She was blonde, from Germany, lived in Germany, kind of was obsessed with this guy. I don't want to spill all her tea. She would ask a lot of questions about this very, very handsome, like 2000s, like frosted hair type of like guy, I guess. Like I just remember like she'd always send pictures of him, very handsome. But I remember predicting for her one time she would end up meeting Britney Spears, and lo and behold, she ended up meeting Britney Spears. So I think I ended up posting a video about that on my YouTube channel one day. But I started building my client base in 2016, and I started doing personal readings on the side. Now, I wasn't able to sustain in 2016, 2015, 2016. I was also paying rent. I was living off campus, still in college, but living off campus with my friend Daniel Potez, who I think is subscribed to my channels. Shout out to Daniel Potez. If you ever end up watching this video, dude, I miss you so much. We had so many good times in college. I hope you're doing well. If anyone knows him, think he lives in New York. Shout out to Daniel Potez. That is my man. I would love to probably smoke a doobie with him one day. I don't know, like good times in college. But I ended up living with my friend Daniel Potez in college and off campus. So that was really my first time paying rent, which means you got to pay that rent. You got to pay that money, honey. Y'all know how it is, right? Like um I wasn't able to fully pay rent, my bills, and all those types of things with just my YouTube channel. So I did end up having to take a second job. One of the jobs, and this is an important part of the story. So put a pin in this part. One of the jobs that I consistently had throughout college and a little bit after college was pizza delivery jobs. I don't know how pizza delivery jobs are now. I mean, now there's like DoorDash and all these different types of things. I don't think DoorDash was a big thing back in like 2014, 2013, 2014, 2015, as much as it is now at least. But I was specifically delivery drivers for Domino's Pizza and Pizza. I was specifically delivery driver for Domino's Pizza and Papa John's. Okay, put a pin in that. Domino's Pizza, I have nothing bad to say about. I had my best experiences in my lifetime at Domino's Pizza while I was in college. A lot of story times there, but I don't want to get anyone in trouble or get in trouble or anything like that. Cause ciao. But anyways, just dumb young college kids, 20 somethings, teens, things of that nature, right? Um, but anyways, so by 2016 I was once again paying rent, was still delivering pizzas at Domino's, but was on my way out. Still wasn't landing a job, a professional job with a degree I had. So by May of 2016 or June of 2016, I think it was June 2016, I graduated college. My uncle drove down 2 hours to where I was living in college, my college town, to help me move out and move back home. Eventually I moved home and I did end up finding an internship in my field in marketing, that I did keep for a few months, but it was just not the right fit for me. Once again, I'm super eccentric, super creative, and it was just kind of like very cookie cutter type of marketing, like doing marketing for like these like slim fast type of companies and um furniture companies and things of this nature, like it just wasn't what I was looking for. And mind you, like my dream was always to just be a YouTuber, to make money doing YouTube. My first YouTube channel I ever made actually was even way before 2015. Was back in the 2000s when The Sims was a big thing. I actually made music videos with The Sims. I think two of my biggest music videos, maybe you've seen them before, I don't know. Two of my biggest Sims music videos back in the day, the 2000s, was I literally made a remake of The Boy's Mine, a Brandy and Monica music video. This tells you how old this was long ago. I don't even know, do they make this anymore? I was using Sony Vegas back then to edit my videos. Do they still make Sony Vegas? This was like 2007, maybe like 2008, like 2009, like that type of like era. But anyways, and also Aaliyah, I think it was Loose Rap, or was it We Need a Resolution, something like that. Anyways, um so my dream was always to just make money, if not being a YouTuber, being creative. I've always wanted to be an actor. I've always loved producing music, writing, and things of this nature. So ultimately, I've always wanted to make money being a creative, but I've always been someone that's been, kind of bred to be an entrepreneur. Taught how to make money on my own in these types of things. So specifically from my dad. So 2016, I took an internship. The internship wasn't a good fit. I ended up quitting because I was doing I was doing a lot by this time because I was destined to move out. When you graduate college, you don't want to move back home. So I was destined to save as much money as I can, work as much as I can because I had so much time. I was graduated now. So I was destined to move out, get my own place. Once again, we're in a different era. This was 10 years ago, right? So the hope was there. The hope was there more so than it was now, right? To actually be able to do those things. which I ended up doing, but not in the way that I thought it would happen. So I was working 3 jobs technically by 2016, or no, this is 2017. By 2017, I was working 3 jobs. This is important. All right, I was at home, graduated college, living at home. I was working my internship, which I eventually ended up quitting after a few months. I was working at Papa John's delivering pizzas, mainly full time, the most. And then I was doing YouTube, which I was making a decent income from even back then. All right. Quit the internship. Now I have 2 sources of income, right? Even back then, you have to understand, like, especially back then, even though I was making money from YouTube, no one believed in me. My family didn't believe in me. I love them to death. And we've talked about this, a lot of my family members. We've talked about this. None of my family members believed in me and what I was doing with YouTube and what I believed in and my vision for YouTube and YouTube's ability to sustain me. No one believed in my vision, right? Mind you, my vision by 2017, I was probably at least 12,000 subscribers, if not a little bit more, right? This all started for me just following my intuition and picking up a pair of tarot cards, right? And I had a formula by 2017. 2017, I was doing a lot of astrology content coupled with psychic tarot readings, which I want to get back to my astrology content, which is how also a lot of people found me, and I ended up finding a lot of subscribers as well. But 2017, no one believed in me and my YouTube vision, so I was living at home. There was no way that my mom or my family was going to be okay with me living at home and doing YouTube and not having a real job. So I had to keep my pizza delivery job at Papa John's, which I didn't mind because, for those of you that don't know, you actually can make at least back then, you can make pretty decent money actually delivering pizzas. All right. So I'd come home on a good night, on a busy night, I'd come home with a few $100s from tips. You know, do that a couple nights a week, you're making decent income back then. So that was consistent income that I valued and appreciated greatly, right? One day, unsurprisingly to me, mind you, I'm still doing YouTube at my Papa John's job, coming up with content to post on YouTube. I'm like writing scripts in my free time. Listen, I'm a Capricorn. I have 5 planets in Capricorn in my 5th house. I don't play. One thing you can't call me is lazy. And even when I do have my, because I think my 10th house is in Taurus, so I do enjoy my leisure. I won't say lazy, but even when I do enjoy my leisure moments, it's earned most of the time. Or I might be under the weather if I'm like really like leisurely, which we don't claim, knock on wood, right? I hate being under the weather. Who does? Who enjoys it? But 2017, I ended up getting fired from my Papa John's delivery job. Didn't see it coming. Lost that secondary source of income. And my plan was to coast on doing Papa John's and doing YouTube. I was doing pretty good at YouTube. I was doing pretty good at balancing both, right? And there's something about having that, what's the word I'm looking for? That security from having 2 consistent incomes like that, right? But to lose one unexpectedly, but it ended up being a blessing in disguise because I was so glad I had YouTube. Because that meant I could focus my all and my energy on YouTube, and I ended up building my channel into what it is today. Once again, aside from in 2018, all right, so I lived at home for a year, lost my job at Papa John's, moved out of my mom's house, moved here to this apartment I've been living in since. Had a job when I first moved here via my uncle and blah blah blah. Some connections for maybe the first few months that I lived here, but I would say ever since 2019, I've just been consistently running my own business, and that's how I sustain myself. And if it weren't for me picking up those tarot cards, if it weren't for me getting fired for Papa John's and realizing that I could sustain myself from YouTube and just my psychic tarot readings and my clients, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. Mind you, I've survived, and I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you what following your intuition and what seems like a tower moment in terms of tarot talk, or what seems like a curse, or what seems like the worst moment in your life could actually end up in hindsight being a blessing in disguise, right? If it weren't for me getting fired, I would not have realized that, I'm okay on this journey. I'm okay on this path. Maybe this is what I'm meant to be doing. And I find 2018, I've been doing, even before then, mind you, once again, I've been having clients since 2015. We're now in 2025. 10 years later, I still love the work I do. I still show up and do my job. I see this as a job. I see this as work, but it's not a bad thing. Some people always say, Lamarr, when it comes to me, he always sees his YouTube as work and, his readings as work. But it's like, don't you have a job that you do as well? I just happen to like my job and love what I do. It gets exhausting sometimes and but I love it. I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. I know what it's like to be doing something else. I know what it's like to work for other people. I know what it's like to be shitted on, in that way, to be fired, to be let go, to be reprimanded, to be on the pink list, to be written up. Like, I've been through all that. I'm good. I appreciate the lessons. I will take that with me into this next journey that I'm on and onward and moving forward. But I appreciate the lessons that being fired taught me. I appreciate the lessons that my career journey, my work journey has taught me. One of the best jobs I had, even before college, was someone just messaged me on Instagram. One of the best jobs that I had before college was working at Bed Bath & Beyond, which is now no longer, by the way. I used to love Bed Bath & Beyond. I hope they come back. The pandemic shut them down. But that job really taught me customer service and dealing with the worst customer, the worst type of people. Now, where I'm at now, the position that I have now, the role, the job that I have now, running my own business, y'all, once again, I've been doing this since technically 2015, but officially, meaning just doing this, not having a secondary job, not working for anyone else, officially probably since 2018, 2019, pre-pandemic. I've survived a pandemic doing this, what I do now. That should tell you something. When you're on the right path in life, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, when you're fulfilling your purpose, you will be sustained, you will be taken care of no matter what. And oftentimes things like the pandemic, things like what's happening now in the world at large, happens to us to help us shift to a new path, maybe the right path to our purpose in life, to find what will fully sustain us no matter what. So I hope my long-winded story gives you a little bit of hope in whatever journey you may be going through, because we're all going through some sort of journey right now in terms of what's next, right? Trust your intuition to guide you. Even if it seems like a small step, you don't know what that small step could lead to. I never would have thought that me picking up a pair of oracle cards would have led me to a whole YouTube channel and business that sustains me even past the pandemic. I just got chills. I love you all. Thank you for listening and watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And sorry for this video being long. I hope you had a snack, maybe. Feel free to come back and grab whatever gems were here, because I feel like I dropped some gems in this video. Once again, if you would like to book a reading with me, I am available. LamarrTownsendTarot.com. I'll catch you in your own personal reading, or I'll see you in the next video. Either way, I will see you soon. Love and light. God bless. Thank you for listening and watching.